I can tell you, those people who did that glitch story are the same people who have now left Buhari, Tinubu to start ADC. So what I
So
ask
wait,
them
the
is,
ADC members now they've caused the
yes,
glitch for the 2023 election.
they are members of the CPC faction that controlled those two issues of glitch. You don't make the mistake of June 12th. And they ask him, what do you mean? He said, June 12th, a Sultana won. You don't like the Sultana. Find another Sultana and give him power. Not taking him back to the north, to Abacha. He said, okay, we'll give it to you. But not as a party man on trust. They sold it to him. That's why Tinubu said he bought the presidency from these people. So he doesn't owe them because he bought it off them. Atiku is the reason Peter Obi is not president today. If Atiku had not, yes, if Atiku had not said no for the presidency to come to the south after 8 years in the north, the opposition would have been united. Atiku is the reason. It was Atiku intransigence and inordinate pursuit of the presidency after 8 years in the north of the presidency that caused for a splintering.
But Atiku will also tell you that it is Peter Obi that is the reason he's not a president today, because Peter Obi did not support him in 2020.
No. He has built a coalition called APC. And that coalition, when they came together, they gave the presidency to Mr. Buhari. So he has no right, as far as what he has constructed has been given to Buhari. He has no right to pretend like Buhari is not a northerner. Buhari is from the north. So the north is seen to have had his 8 years. That's why the presidency after Buhari, members of the party agree should come here. Don't forget, Atiku, Tinubu are the foundational kingpins of the APC that took their presidency for 8 years. So whether it is Atiku that took it for 8 years or Buhari had it for 8 years, the North is seen to have had the presidency for 8 years. Because it was Atiku who formed the MPDP caucus and used that to break the PDP. Tinubu has had alliances with Buhari, with Atiku and other people before, and they were never able to win election. But the minute you brought the PDP, MPDP into it, it became big enough to win election. That's how the 2015 election was decided. Some of them thought that Buhari's subjugation of the rest of Nigeria had done enough to intimidate the Southerners into not demanding for their rights.
So then feel say they
And
go
that's why you
continue
saw
with there, nothing will happen.
exactly. And you saw it didn't happen only in the PDP. They promoted Ahmed Lawal in the APC. So it was like a general mindset from the political establishment in the North. Peter Obi defeated Wike and Tinubu in Obiakpon.
What do it mean if Kwankwaso come back to the APC? Because Joe Igbokwe talk say Kwankwaso don't already finalize plan. He don't notify the APC talk say he won't come back to APC. So what does it mean if Kwankwaso comes back to APC? Because he may likely be the presidential candidate for Tinubu. Remember, say the last time we hear say President Tinubu is fish for somebody we get strong support system for North, we could be in vice and say be the fish Kwankwaso. And Kwankwaso now, according to plans or statements, saying they already notified, saying one return to the APC where he from come. What does that mean for opposition parties, really? And then for your candidate, P2B, what do you think that means? Because the same person said he cannot work with P2B because P2B was Andrew's liver salt. But here he is now, going back to work with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Well, you have to look at Kwankwaso misread Peter. He said that Peter was just an effervescent, sparkling drink, that the sparkle will go away. He didn't know. I personally was sent by Peter to Kwankwaso's house. I went to negotiate with Kwankwaso at his home.
No, you were part of those who tried to negotiate with him.
Yes, I went to his house off Kasinala Crescent in Maitama, Abuja, and he received me. And we spoke for a very long time. And at the end of the day, yes, he told me I'm being unfair, that he had been a commissioner,
yes. He has been a minister,
he had been a member of House of Rep, he had been a minister, and he also had been a governor. and he has
And he's an
occupied several
engineer, and that his
positions.
CV is more than Peter Obi's own. That's part of what he said.
No, I told him that he doesn't have the momentum for the sake of the country. But then at the end of the day, when I was leaving, he called me back and said he wanted to confess to me that he's under pressure. And the man he mentioned, General Liu Gusau, had also been very uncomfortable with me and doing
Ah,
that we were trying to disrupt the system with Peter Obi. So I think Kwankwaso was more afraid. He was one of those who listened to General Gusau's instruction that nobody should join Peter Obi, that Peter Obi was disrupting the
wait, isn't that the
system.
same
He
Gusau that
wanted
Wiki accused that betrayed him or caused the betrayal, his betrayal in the PDP?
no, 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 no. It's not an issue of betrayal. General Gusau said it is his turn to enjoy the presidency. That those who work with him, like Abacha and Babangida, have all been president. It is his turn. But since he won't do it, he is trying to use Atiku. This is the kind of mundane political calculations we were up against. As I'm talking to you now again, General Gusau is still telling Atiku, no, 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 don't listen. You will be president. So these are the kind of things we'll have. And we tell people like this, who say, sir, the reason General Danjuma, General Basanjo are all involved is we think if we're successful in making Peter president, we will finally bring the civil war to a close. And General Gusa doesn't want to hear such words. He
So,
is
so,
fixed in the old ways.
so you think, say, the General Gusau now be the mastermind of pushing a northern candidate even after 8 years of another northerner?
Well, you don't, some of them believed in the subjugation protocols that Buhari
So
was
that means
using
Wike
to
was
try to
right with his
subjugate the
ranting because Wike
Southerners.
ranted a lot about him. Wike was right with his ranting.
You need to understand Wike. Wike is like, one of those angry chicken who wasn't allowed to feed from the general tree. So he just chooses to scatter the whole feeding bowl, pour everything down, say that if I cannot use it, nobody will use it. But Peter Obi did something different. We left and we went to start the youth movement. And they allocated us 6.6 million votes plus. Same 6 million vote plus which was given to Atiku, their man. But the win Peter got, the exit poll showed Peter be won in all places of military installation across Nigeria where there was no rigging or voter suppression. And we knew we were winning across. We had one in Abuja, one in Lagos. No other party in Abuja and Lagos got up to 25%, only Peter Obi. And then we're told that the results have been stopped. And we say, why? They say that's a glitch. I can tell you, those people who did that glitch story are the same people who have now left Buhari, Tinubu to start ADC. So what I
So
asked
wait,
them
the
is,
ADC members now they've caused the
yes,
glitch for the 2023 election.
they are members of the CPC faction that controlled those two issues of glitch. It is them. So they later now stopped the election, and Tinubu told them, "Give me this thing. You don't make the mistake of June 12th." And they asked him, "What do you mean?" He said, "June 12th, a Southerner won. You don't like the Southerner. Find another Southerner and give him power, not taking him back to the north to Abacha." He said, "Okay, we'll give it to you, but not as a party man on trust." They sold it to him. That's why Tinubu said he bought the presidency from these people. So he doesn't owe them because he bought it off them. You
Could
see,
Aerofy
so
be part of
that
those? Because Aerofy na part of those way they
well,
support
you
them.
see, Erufai served under
If
Buhari.
what you're saying is,
Erufai, Erufai was part of the generals under Buhari. Erufai was very influential in getting Buhari to respect the pact between the North and the South. Erufai was amongst the 5 governors that made sure the presidency of the APC went to the South. So in the PDP, Gusau, Atiku, and some other people, Buhari, they said no, they won't agree. That's why Peter Obi is telling them, if you're not willing to zone to the South, I don't think I would trust you people. Okay, you can see recently Peter Obi and Good Luck trying to work to get Shekarau to become chairman of the PDP. So what the game is, if in 8 months Peter Obi used obedient movement to shake the country, 2 years is a very long time in politics. So I think if they are not willing to respect the inclusion sought by the South, let them stay where they are. And you can't fight an incumbent by dividing the
So
opposition. No,
going to
Atiku
waiting you
is
just talk
brilliant.
or the accusation where you make, because a very hefty accusation on the CPC faction of the APC, if that's not true. But if not true, if the ADC guys now, these people the way the ADC now decide to give Peter Obi the tickets, would you still support them? And would you say the same thing to them again? Because many people go on no.
I will confess something to you. Agreeing to zone to the South by the APC will automatically force a consolidation of all the APC platforms into one, all the opposition platform into one gigantic move.
Oh, so a Peter
That's
Obi's
what will happen.
candidacy would force all the oppositions together.
If the APC, if the ADC agrees to zone to the South, you will see a consolidation of all the opposition platforms
So you
into a
feel say
single
all the
political
oppositions
party.
no go fit join together now because then feel say they go they cheated by the ADC and I wait to make them no fit together.
No, 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 no. They will go on. The ADC people are polite. They are that's why Peter Obi is talking to them. Everything is like them to see if they can make up their mind and zone to the south the way the PDP
But the
has
last
zoned
time
to
we
the
spoke here,
south.
you told us that Erofai
So
was also, was it very much in support of a southern candidacy and a Peter Obi's.
he has said so. He has said so, and we thank him for that. I, alongside Peter Obi, welcomed him at our Waka in Owerri
Yes, I saw
a
a picture of all
fortnight
of you
ago
together.
before
Yes.
he started before he started traveling to Egypt. I expect when he comes back, as he has done, things will get well. The important thing about this is you continue to talk to yourselves, talk to yourselves, talk to yourselves until the people you're talking to begin to listen to what you're saying. So it's not everybody in the North that will quickly agree that the Northerners should wait till 2031. Some are insisting, like Atiku, that he wants to run. Atiku is the reason Peter Obi is not president today.
Eh?
If Atiku had not, yes, if Atiku had not said no for the presidency to come to the South after 8 years in the North, the opposition would have been united. They could have done a lot with that 12 to 40 million votes that was recorded for two of them. So I think Atiku is the reason Peter Obi is not president today. Atiku is the reason. It was Atiku in transigence and inordinate pursuit of the presidency after 8 years in the north of the presidency that caused for a splintering
But
of
the
the
article will also
opposition.
tell you that it is Peter Obi that is the reason he's not a president today because Peter Obi did not support him in
No, no,
2027.
no. He has built a coalition called APC. And that coalition, when they came together, they gave the presidency to Mr. Buhari. So he has no right, as far as what he has constructed has been given to Buhari. He has no right to pretend like Buhari is not a northerner. Buhari is from the north. So the north is seen to have had his 8 years. That's why the presidency after Buhari, members of the party agree should come here. Don't forget, Atiku, Tinubu are the foundational kingpins of the APC that took their presidency for 8 years. So whether it is Atiku that took it for 8 years or Buhari had it for 8 years, the North is seen to have had the presidency for 8 years, and that's
Is it because Atiku now because the Atiku supports Buhari for that 2015 to make sure he win the election? Now wait to make you talk like this, sir.
no, because it was Atiku who formed the MPDP caucus and used that to break the PDP as they now got to the alliance that Tinubu had with President Buhari. That's how it became big. Tinubu has had alliances with Buhari, with Atiku, and other people before, and they were never able to win election. But the minute you brought the PDP, MPDP into it, it became big enough to win an election. And that's how the 2015 election was decided. So,
All right. So
we
talking about the 2023
want
election,
to be
somebody
very
they talk here
honest.
say, not be just Atiku, that Atiku was not just the problem because Wike was also contesting. In fact, a lot of people that accuse Wike saying, "Now him no agree made a microzone am to southeast." Instead, made just make it made a zone am to
It's not,
south only.
that is not true.
But Wike was contesting.
That
Wike
those
would have won
people,
that ticket if Atiku was not there. Wike would have won. Peter Obi did not stand a chance.
it's not, that is not
What is
true.
true, sir?
It doesn't work
Okay,
that
sir.
way. If you zone to the south, everybody will know where it is going to. And all of us will sit down there and say, it's this man. We go there and that day we vote a mass
But
for him. It is
okay.
when there is a disagreement, as you saw in the PDP, that they now started doing what they were doing. And it's not like the Northerners couldn't understand that zoning will have kept the party together. It was, some of them thought that Buhari's subjugation of the rest of Nigeria had done enough to intimidate the Southerners into not demanding for their
Oh,
rights.
so then feel say they
And
go
that's
fit
why you
continue with
saw
there and nothing will happen.
exactly. And you
Oh.
saw it didn't happen only in the PDP, it also happened in the
Yes, when they
APC.
brought Ahmed
But
Lawal, I was surprised that
Tinubu,
Ahmed Lawal was at some
Tinubu,
point pointed out to
exactly,
be,
exactly.
eh?
They promoted Ahmed Lawal in the APC. So it was like a general mindset from the political establishment in the North not to give up power to Southerners. Tinubu now
Mm.
deployed money, employed El-Rufai. El-Rufai got 4 other governors. They broke Buhari. You know, when they broke Buhari's game, the presidency came to Tinubu, and Tinubu spent enormous amount of money to get his way to work.